There's a place called a gin mill way down in the slums. There's a place called a gin mill way down in the slums. My baby goes that night and stays till the morning comes. Oh, she drinks gin and whiskey and she drinks Dago Red.
I'm just warming up my radio voice.
Oh, dear God, Jimmy's getting sexy.
Some low bass tone.
Cowboy's gonna be so mad he got sick and couldn't make it.
It is, of course, the voice of our good friend Jimmie Boros.
Hello. Thank you for coming back to
Hey,
the Backstep
fireman.
Brewing Company.
Hey, fireman Jimmy.
Hey, that's me. You guys got to see me in both my capacities today.
Yeah.
As an
is
altar
rare.
boy, and
Yeah, I did.
yeah.
Oh my God!
is that what you were talking
Wait
about?
till
or were you
my
talking about
mom
something else?
finds out. Oh my God! If that goes on social media too, she's probably gonna
It's already
Oh,
there.
it's
cry,
already on there.
cry a good Catholic tear
Yeah, it's
from
already
my
there.
soul.
Our good friend Wayne Horn
My
already
last-
commented on it.
Last chance at redemption. That was awesome though. Oh man! You think I won't dress up for that next year?
Oh, yeah,
Yeah, I'm
absolutely.
going to.
Yep.
Altar boy Jimmy
Oh man,
with the fire hat.
Grandma would be so proud.
Oh,
That's a
man.
riot.
All right, so what are we doing?
Well, of course we are, Jimmy, but Jimmy's not just a good buddy. Of course, he is the part owner of Backstep Brewery in Crawfordsville, and that's an amazing day today.
It's a
awesome
nice day.
outside.
Yeah, it's
Awesome. And
It
of
started a
course,
little cold.
This Indiana weather, if you guys don't know, well,
We're just lucky it's not
it's
snowing
weird.
today.
Yeah, well,
it could have
yeah.
been.
You could
hail,
actually sit on the beer garden if you needed to.
Yeah,
Yeah, I had to actually make the statement of, man, I got to get the lawn mowed before it snows.
yeah.
That week.
That needs to be a bumper
Yeah,
sticker.
it's like, that's just stupid.
You could sell a lot
Yeah.
of those
Oh yeah, in Indiana, easy.
in
yeah.
May.
Yeah. Yep.
They're real
I was
hot
like-
in May.
I was like, if this kills my grass, I'm going to be pissed.
That was the most I've seen that late.
Oh,
And
yeah.
it did damage.
It did late last year, but I don't. It wasn't that heavy. It was just stayed cold and some light snows. I think last year, around the April time frame.
We had an Easter one the
Yeah,
year
we had-
before because I was
Yeah.
having a fire pit. Is the only reason I remember, and we tried to stick it out, and everyone was soaking in the end, and just we wrapped it up.
I just thought it was weird because even the next day, it had almost all melted, and then a literal blizzard blew in for like a half hour.
I drove through.
I mean,
it was really bizarre.
It was gray,
And
and
there
you
was
could hardly
pockets
see.
here
It
along
was,
74
it was
too.
literally like 30 to 45 minute blizzard,
Jeez.
and then it all melted again
Yeah.
by the end of the night.
You just kind of laugh it off. What else do you do?
It
You
was
can only
sweet.
scream global warming so
Yeah.
much.
Yeah, I know,
Yeah.
right? or
No doubt.
climate change.
Apocalypse.
There we go. Yeah.
Yep.
But yeah, it's a nice day. Yeah, it's supposed to
Yeah,
be
it's
really
awesome.
nice.
And of course, we don't need, and nobody needs an excuse to come to Backstep because I got amazing beer, and
Yeah.
We are trying.
no, you're doing well.
Good.
Your
Yeah.
beers are amazing to us. We love them, so we don't need an excuse, but we do have a very good excuse today. And Jimmy, you want to tell them more about why we're here today?
We are launching our first ever Mayday. It's going to be a recurring event. It's sort of a homage to St. Florian's Day and International Firefighters Day. Give some of the brothers some recognition, and we thought even better that we could tie it into Hoosier Burn Camp. So any money raised today will go to Hoosier Burn Camp. And if you're not familiar with that, it's a special camp in the summer for kids that are victims of fire, whether it's very minor to major. Either way, the summer camp has infrastructure for all those kids. Actually, a lot of firefighters donate their time as counselors for that week, and it's supposed to be just amazing. It's normally kids that might maybe embarrassed to go in public or just need that extra help to do sleepaway camp.
Right.
So they're focused on that. It's a great camp. The goal this year is just to at least make a ballpark number to get one kid through to go. Let's say they're underprivileged. It's $1,000 to get one kid to go is the average cost. So if we can do that this year, I'll feel very accomplished. And then we're hoping to grow this event next year.
Sure.
Right.
And do a lot more. We're going to have pop-up shops by firefighter-owned businesses and do a traditional pumper pull, and maybe I can get more antique fire trucks to come out. It's just going to be a bigger, more involved thing. I didn't want it to be too huge this year because we're on the tail end of the pandemic, and there's still people learning how to be comfortable in public again. So, and any inaugural event's always kooky, but this is the one to break the ice, and we're going from here, and we're off to a good start.
Yep.
Well, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's a good way to kick it off this year. I think. And that, I mean, it does give you, it's got bugs to work out and what you want to do. Next time. Let's keep growing it. And
Inaugurals are always, growing pains.
Yeah. That's our Oktoberfest was much like that because it was like in the middle of the pandemic too, and there was only so many people that were comfortable with it, and the numbers were very low in October, and people were safe with it. But it's still, I felt a need for us and for everybody to at least get that, because it was like the third annual, and it was fun. It was mild, but we still had a good time, and we still learned some stuff. So this year rather is just gonna kill it because we got that much more practice for it.
Awesome.
We might have. I would love to have you guys out for that if the schedule's open.
Absolutely.
I think it's. I'll get you a better date, but it should be the first weekend in October, like October 2nd or something. But
let us know, and we will keep it open.
We're going back to the park this year, so it's going to be quite a big event. We're
awesome.
expecting a few thousand.
Yeah,
everyone should be vaccinated by then, so I think it should be wide open.
Yep, hopefully.
We will be there.
Now that I'm done pushing everything that I had to.
You haven't yet, because you guys made some special beers for
we
this,
did.
right?
Our Florian beer is named after St. Florian, like we said, the patron saint of firefighters. It's one of our signature, like, flagship type beers. It's a West Coast IPA, and we thought it'd be fun to do several variants of it. So I have a mango, a blood orange. We have dubbed the blood orange before, so it's a nice revisit to that. But the mango's brand new, and lastly, the apricot's brand new. Very subtle. That one I enjoyed it way more than I thought it would. It's cool.
Good.
So we may look at bringing that back too. But it's nice to see the blood orange, and mango goes good usually with any beer.
Oh yeah.
If you guys want to get into these,
absolutely,
that should be the mango.
All right. Well, we'll see. I guess we'll find out.
I don't want to oversell it either. Usually when we fruit beers, we do it subtly on purpose. I don't want to push it past the beer. I still want you to taste the beer under it.
I get an aroma of almost tang-like.
There could be, mango can get some pine notes too.
It almost gives it a But
flavor's good. That's spectacular.
It's nice and smooth, well balanced.
We do a couple. We flavor some other stuff with mango now and then for like small batch Fridays, and they usually sell it in the first night.
You said this is a variant off your standard?
Our West Coast IPA, the Florian.
I think, the mango, like I said, it's nice because it's pretty hard to overpower something with mango.
Right, that had way too much mango in it.
Yeah.
Said no one ever.
Yeah. Because a lot of times I wouldn't even know a lot of times when they say they had mango beer, but you can taste it here, so you did it. I mean, it's coming through.
Yeah.
And a lot of times you can't tell what they say it's papaya or mango, and you don't get that. So you can get the tropical hints to it, but you can't really tell what it is. I can definitely get mango.
Good, nice.
Brandon eats mango and just says there's still not enough mango in my mango. He has to eat 2 mangoes just to get enough mango.
Yeah, that's nice.
And then next we did blood orange.
The blood orange. Now, how did you?
I like that. The hop is mild on that West Coast IPA. So.
Yeah, that one's not over the top. We go kind of crazy for the hazy ones, as you should, and the NE IPAs, and we have a couple of those. Well, I'll have to get you guys a couple glasses later. But we like to do the spectrum of the IPAs. I don't want to be known for just doing one, and that's why we just released that classic hop ignition classic IPA last weekend, because I wanted almost lagery crystal clear IPA like you used to see maybe at 3 Wiseman 10 years ago.
Yeah,
those introductory, and they're good. It's a classic style now, as to where it was groundbreaking at the time, but now it's just like West Coast. It's a classic, and I'd like us to be able to do the full spectrum of the beers.
Sure.
Because we had those malt bombs and we had those darks, and I want to be able to do the IPAs as well.
I think people, when they think about IPAs, because of what happened, with that craze of throwing in as many, making it as bitter as possible.
No.
When I think people still think of that as an IPA as it's that heavy bitter stuff, and that's not what an IPA was really.
Not anymore, but because now you've got your classifications of IPA at least, much more.
Awesome.
All it was the name IPA. Right. It didn't matter if it was double dry hopped, double hopped, triple dry hopped, and triple wet hopped, whatever. Everything was just called an IPA.
Right.
Now you at least have some designations now where the IPA is the mild is the mild end, the left end of the spectrum basically, and then you start throwing double hops, triple hops, and mashing up a hop right before you
which is still great when people say, I don't like IPAs, I don't like hops.
Yeah. You got any beer that doesn't have hops in it? It's called a cider.
Seltzer. We have the seltzer beer.
You can't call seltzer beer. Don't ever,
Yeah.
don't ever say I
Well,
sell I make a seltzer beer.
It's
No,
a
you don't.
seltzer.
You make seltzer.
But you're right. They did reel in. I think it was over the top with the IBUs. What, 10 years ago?
Yeah,
and that did scare a lot of people away from
Yeah, because it
the
was
approachability of
overpowered.
IPAs.
Yeah,
It was
I
over.
steered clear. I'm like, ooh, I don't like those.
Right.
I-
Allergies
And it doesn't
alone.
have to be that
No,
way.
no.
And I think a lot of people notice that. And I don't think you rarely get those anymore. and if
No,
so,
I
maybe
don't-
it's on purpose, and
I
God
don't
bless it
see
if that's what you're
yeah.
setting out to do.
Yeah.
Because there is that palate that enjoys that.
Yep.
But your broader beer palate, you got to be careful with
Yeah.
those hard IBUs or those hard bitterness in the end.
Yeah, I see a bigger I mean, in the hops alone, the spectrum of hops that we have, especially even
Right,
in
they're
They're
America,
still coming out.
There-
yeah,
there
it's like
too.
new ones coming out all the time. It's like
I think
man,
back
it's
then
amazing.
all they had was like, Centennial. There were like 4 hops they
Yeah,
used,
yeah.
and
It's
two
true.
two of them tasted like pine trees.
Yeah.
And so that's all you had kind of at the time, and that's just what people were using. Nobody understood the subtleties of because you can have, and they've even talked about the IBUs is kind of pointless. It's not exactly accurate now.
Yeah.
That whole spectrum of it, because depending on the hop you use, you can get some high IBUs with no bitterness.
It's true.
It's just a smooth flavor, and it just adds a subtlety, and it's not drying out. It's not. Plus, with the different flavors of all of them, the piney ones, there's some fruity ones, and just
And melon now. and
yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
it's that craft part now, whereas before it was just all you heard was hops. And
Well, they would just throw it in the kettle and see what
Yeah.
happens, and we've learned a lot since then. And the boutique growers have grown it past that. And unfortunately, I think we scared some people away
sure.
with that because it was super bitter, and also it's just too piney or
Yeah.
like if you didn't like hops before, you might love them now.
I just love the fact, though, like you said, even the macros never, even in the macro beers, no one ever talked about the hops they used.
No.
And that's why his joke on someone, I don't like beer, you got anything
Yeah.
with hops?
Yeah.
You got anything without hops?
It was that piney, those pine
Yeah,
hops.
those-
That's what people, I think they think about as an IPA. I don't like IPA because I think those heavy
right,
pine
and
hops
they
that
might
people
not
are using
like
for,
those flavors. But
Right.
you might
Yeah,
love
I know.
honeydew melon,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
that's what's
Mosaic
coming
and
out now.
there's
Correct.
So many great stuff out
Yeah.
there. Just the flavors are endless. I mean, it's amazing the hops that are coming out.
Oh, yeah.
But
Is blood orange?
Is that? I was ask you
Not
how about
bad.
that blood orange? Is that real? Did you throw that in that real blood orange at the end, or that's not a? That's not a.
No, puree.
Puree.
It is a puree?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, just for
Okay.
consistency and to make sure it's super clean. There's a brand we use that is a premium product, and that's what we typically use when we do these super small batches. And then the last one's
actually really good.
apricot when you guys are ready.
Now, how are you? Do you guys? We're talking about the hops. How are you guys?
Doing on how's your
Discovering and going. I mean, how much of that are you be able to do? Because I mean, the hops are endless right now. I mean,
There is, and it's sometimes we'll introduce, like if there's a new one that we're not really sure what to do with, we
Yeah.
may add it as like the 4th hop to the hop bill.
just gotta see what happens.
It's true.
And then-
Like maybe a small batch IPA,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
the latest one. We're using Mackinac Lock right now, and we get a lot from a boutique grower, and I think that's the next Citra. I love it. I don't want to be too public with it because everyone will
Don't
steal
everybody
it.
want it. Yeah, yeah.
Well, that's a good thing not a lot of people listen to us. You're fine.
It's a terrific hop, is what I'm trying to say. No, super cool hop, and they're going to keep coming like that. There's going to be small growers that, hey, try this blah, blah, it's going to blow your
Yeah.
mind, or it tastes like red apple, or who
Yeah.
knows. And I mean, if you're making a small batch or not a huge batch, or you supplement it with other stuff, it takes some of the risk down. And then if you loved it, and if you loved the fact that it gave, let's say, lemon touches to it, then you could expunge on the next
You know what
batch.
I want? You know what I'm waiting for? I mean, they got genetics and all this, right? Bacon hops. I need some hops that taste like
Like,
bacon.
it smells like bacon. Or the
Mush 'em up.
plant-based beer versus meat
Ah,
beer,
there you
like
go.
we heard about last week. But I think you're onto something.
That would draw some people just in the
Bacon
in the
hops?
building. Just
Someone
The
somewhere is
hops
making a
the
bacon
hops are
beer or a
basically
bacon goza.
Well, we know bacon. Yeah, I mean, we've got bacon beer. We've seen them. It's the
Yeah.
Rauch beers, basically. That's,
Oh, true.
That's the
Yeah.
style. If you add enough smokiness to it, it's a great
Yeah.
bacon beer. But I'm thinking of bacon hops. Let's just merge them together. Just have the whole hop
Some
field
mad
and
scientist somewhere.
just you're just fertilizing the hop fields with shredded up pork.
You might have PETA
Oh, sorry,
visiting
yeah.
that farm.
No,
but,
they don't care. They don't care about pigs.
okay.
They don't care about pigs.
they don't have fur.
Yes, see, exactly.
Oh, true.
When have you ever seen them out arguing about the wholesale slaughter of, they're not out there protesting bacon at the grocery store.
They were out every time we went to sea. They were out front
Oh,
waiting for that sub to go to the diving point. Boy,
Yeah.
they were out there.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Why would PETA out at the Navy
Submarine hitting whales.
Hurting whales.
hitting whales? Did you hit a lot of whales?
No.
I'm pretty sure they
Yeah.
know how to get out of the way.
Yeah, they can see us coming.
Yeah,
We're li-
they can
Maybe
see
not
them
hear
better than
you,
you
but
can
see
see
you.
them.
yeah, we can hear them. They can just
Because
see
you
us.
guys don't have windows.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but they're out there.
Oh, good Lord, really?
Yeah.
Wow, those guys are crazy. Oh my God. Yeah, we can
I
get them
get it,
on us, but whatever. That's right. We celebrate the pig in all forms.
Absolutely.
We are
Oh,
pigs.
I see how.
See?
Nice segue, you guys.
Look at that.
That was a long walk around the block, but I see where it ended up.
I don't know where it's going to end up.
I just like how you tied it
Start
in.
talking.
Very tidy. So get a sip of that apricot. Let's go from there.
All right.
I really like this one.
This
Really?
pleasant surprise. We just hit it the night before. I was like, man, we might be onto something.
Ooh,
And
never get apricot when they say apricot beer. I don't think I've had one that hit this. This is close. I mean, you can get apricot out of there right off the bat.
Ooh.
I
That's
think
really
we're gonna
nice.
play with this one more and see where it
Yeah.
goes.
Ooh.
And I haven't seen an apricot beer, to my recent memory, since Tin Man
Well,
folded.
yeah.
No, yeah, Tin Man
Apricots-
had. Yeah, yeah.
and
Apricot's a pretty light fruit.
It
so
is.
trying-
Yeah,
that's,
so
that's
it's
the
subtle,
problem.
and it
Trying
kind
to-
of
That's why I
fits
like-
on our flavoring profiles,
Right.
how we like to do it. So it
Yeah.
kind of fits into that.
But
Yeah.
that's the problem. Most of the times, it's not enough. It's such a light fruit.
If they don't
that
tell you, you'd never know.
you
it
don't
was
use
there, but-
enough. It's just not
Yeah,
present at all, and so
Yeah.
that's the hard part to find.
Yeah.
Kind of like, even blueberries. If you don't toss 10 tons of blueberries in, you're not getting a blueberry flavor on anything. It's because
Yeah, that's a hard one.
it's
to
still a
use,
light,
too.
subtle. Whereas you have your punch in the face ones like raspberries and,
Sure.
and
Yeah, the
blackberries and
acidic
things
ones
like
too,
that.
yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah,
But,
this is nice too because there's almost a little bit of a. There's a smoothness to it too. For an
Yeah.
I think it
IPA.
helped. I think there's something in the body too.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm pretty happy with it. I think we're
Yeah,
gonna
this is really nice.
do some more experimenting with that.
No, that works good because
Yeah.
and whatever and the hops you're using works really good with it because it's dry on the center of the tongue. It's not on the back end it's not on the back end going down where you just kind of
The Florian's all
top.
old school hops like Centennial and Cascade for the most part.
which works fine
Yeah.
as long as you're balanced and not too heavy on them. And
It's
That's awesome.
and it's underused hops right now. They fell out of fashion.
well, yeah, with all the boutique hops and everything
that's-
going out,
yeah,
everybody was
yeah,
trying something
yeah.
new.
Yep.
And again, you can always just get back to the old because they did their
The
purpose. and
price
now-
is right on them too, and
Sure.
and you can do awesome stuff with it.
Yeah.
It's kind of nice that they got ignored because we're using them.
When the science behind everything is refined on when to put it in, how long to put it in. There's so much better science on the beer now
That has come a long way.
on brewing.
Yep.
So I mean,
I think that's why you're seeing a lot more, lot better beer right now.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
even from the home brewers, from anybody.
That's
I mean,
true.
there's
They've caught
so
up. They've
much.
caught up as well.
The technology and the affordability of the technology
And
to
how
do
to
the brewing
find
and how to
access
find
to that
recipes.
information, and it's
Yeah,
there.
the putting in the numbers, the applications that are there. That even a
Yeah.
home brewer can just put in this, and this.
Yep.
All right, sweet. Now it's
Yep.
all added
It's
up
true.
for me. I'll
Yep.
just do the boil, and it should work. And it really gives everybody a good start now. I've really enjoyed seeing that come along. That there's so many just home brewers just doing great stuff too.
And a lot of the commercial brewers, not a lot, but a good amount, are happy to work with these home brewers because sometimes they're the next generation too.
Uh-huh.
Well, yeah.
And I
yeah.
love seeing a guy in a position like Kyle and Josh more than happy with any home brewer that has any questions. And
Speaking of that,
if you do anything right, I think it's that as a brewer.
Yeah.
Speaking
Yeah.
of those
Yep.
guys,
Yeah.
last time I was here and able to come up here and not saw you at a festival or something,
Yeah.
Josh was in charge.
Yes.
Josh is not in charge.
Josh is
He's
a type of executive brewer right now. He's not.
yeah,
he's
no,
not
no,
back there.
He's not here sweating 12 hours
grounding
a
and,
day.
and pounding. He's
Yeah.
not in the trenches anymore. He's full time at Blickman Brewing.
Yeah, that was
they
great.
recruited him hard, and rightfully so.
Yeah.
That place is growing like you cannot believe.
Their
They're
stuff
gonna
is
be a major
awesome.
player.
Their
Yeah.
quality.
Yes.
I think Manahan got one of their first gen new grinders.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
To try out, and that they're now
All that
producing
stuff
that grinder and stuff.
redefined. I highly recommend it. We had one of the first commercial systems that they were making in here,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
now it's
yeah.
just grown like you can't believe. And they had a brewer on staff, and Josh, they ended up going to a lot for questions and streamlining their
or what you'd like to see. Yeah, that. Yeah.
and offered him a position, and we had zero problem with it. It just
That's
made
awesome.
sense because he said, "I'll still stay on as exec, and I'll help whoever's next," and he still does. He's still a major player here.
So who's running the heavy day to day now?
Kyle.
Okay.
Yes, and he's been doing. Well, unbelievable. He was super talented anyway, and probably doesn't even need Josh. But when you get two of those guys together, you get beer like this.
We were worried. We were like, oh man, Josh.
This
is
natural though.
Josh is gone.
It crossed my mind too. Josh had Kyle had a pretty decent resume.
Good.
But came in here and Josh made sure, because it's weird when you step into a new system, all the just small variables, and the two of them just. Well,
you got to understand what the original brewer was trying to put together back there, and how he
Correct.
thought the flow was going to go.
Yes.
This is why I designed it this way.
Sure.
And I'm sure with Josh being an engineer, he probably had it all laid out in a book.
Yeah, it was pretty. It was pretty nerdy. Yes.
Oh yeah. But as much science as there is into it, there's a love that has to go into it too, which you can be
the art and the flourish.
There's got to be both.
I bet I could follow Josh's probably book, and it still wouldn't taste the same necessarily, because I might not have the same kind of.
I can make a cake. I can follow directions, make a cake. But it's not
going to make it a good cake.
It's the same. I'm putting in the same ingredients that they put in, but why is
why is there? It's something.
Yeah, there's things you gotta know.
Those great brewers are a weird combination of the left brain, right brain. And how rare is that in people when you're still artistic, but you still have that scientific math brain? And in my opinion, some of the best brewers have both of that, and that's why they're rare rock stars. Some might really excel at the artsy part, and some might really excel at the scientific part. But man, and do pretty good on either side. But when you have both, in those rare instances, and that's when it's a ridiculous brewer. Yeah,
exactly. And they can they come out. You're gonna get that same beer every time too. Where they don't have that. They don't have that ability to stay on something. It could be. It's gonna taste different this batch. It may taste different, next batch. But guys like that, like Josh, his beer's gonna come out. It's gonna, it's gonna be that same.
You have to have that consistency.
Yeah. Well, for a business, it's not.
You have to.
It's not. It's
not
your
art
grandma's
itself, though. It's
it's
not easy.
Yeah. No, it's not. It's not your grandma's recipe with a dash of this and a pinch of that. And I'm like, Grandma, I need better numbers.
Yeah, right. It's gonna taste kind of close, but
everything's gonna be a little different. It's like my chili when I'm making it.
Exactly.
Kind of different every time because I can't exactly remember what I did that last time.
That's true. And that's part of the fun, but
for
that's
us,
why we don't sell chili.
Right, but except for today.
That's why I don't can my chili. Yeah.
Except for on Mayday, apparently.
Yeah, true.
I've done that so many times, having a good drunken out, cooking out, and like, holy crap, that was amazing. What'd you do? I don't remember.
If I know. Shit, and it might have just been amazing because I was drunk.
Or y'all were.
Right, that might have helped too. Yeah. Helped your palate along the way, and you're starving.
Yeah, exactly.
And need to sober up.
It's the same reason why you think White Castle is awesome at 3 o'clock in the morning.
It is for us.
Hey, White Castle's pretty damn good any time of day.
Yeah, I know.
Let's tread lightly on White Castle.
All right, so let's. What do you want? Get some more beers, and
let's
we'll
get some refills.
let the Mayday things happen.
Absolutely.
We'll post up a little more, hopefully, and we'll get some people out here. We got a couple games, some bingo.
Yep. I already had the blessing of the helmets before
blessing of the helmets.
That was fun. I really want to grow that. It's big in some other areas, and just a cool excuse for people to get together and to do a traditional thing, the blessing of the helmets. I think that one's really going to grow.
And that was Father
Bauer from St. Bernard
in
Crawfordsville.
We're like, where are you from? Thinking he's from, across the country.
I know it.
Zionsville.
I'm like, what? Back up. I wanted a more exotic story than Zionsville. My in-laws live there. That's not cool.
How do you think you got him
here? Yeah, I wanted to hear Seattle or something. I don't know.
All right.
Let's get some refills.
Let's get some refills and cheers.
Cheers.
Blind Pig Confessions is the greatest podcast there ever was. My name is Dave Smiley from WZPL, and if you don't listen to this show, you're dumb.
Hey, this is Jimmie Boros from the Backstep Brewing Company in beautiful downtown Crawfordsville, and you are listening to Blind Pig Confessions.
Backstep Brewery.
That's us.
What?
Ooh.
Where?
Way out in Crawfordsville.
Some people. It's not that far a drive.
Oh, you would think.
It's really not that far a drive. It's worth it.
No, I think if you are within an hour of Crawfordsville, you're wrong if you haven't been here yet.
Yeah.
Not just it's great beer, and it's the atmosphere here. I know we talked about on the first show, but it's been a while. The atmosphere here is so cool. The locals that hang out here that we've met are always been so awesome.
Yeah.
And the staff, but It's great beer. Jimmy, I want to talk a little bit about the building because this is a cool freaking
Yeah,
building.
we were lucky to find it. There's been a bar restaurant in the ground floor of this old building that was originally built as a hotel since 1927. So we'd like to carry on that history that there's been food and drink here in the lobby area of this building since Prohibition. It was. I found out later that these hotels were real typical for train stops, stations coming out of Chicago. So we fit that bill, and rumors, of course, there were gangsters that used to be on the lam from Chicago and come here and play cards for the week until the heat subsided back from whatever neighborhood in Chicago or St. Louis. But yeah, direct line on the tracks here to Chicago, and there were more. Some have burnt down or been torn down over the years, but this building's one of the last remaining former boarding room style hotels.
Yeah.
We're lucky to get it, lucky to find it. It was a semi-turnkey business. It was more of a NASCAR bar that we gutted, and I love a dive bar as much as anyone else, but we wanted to give maybe still some of that feeling that a dive bar has, where everyone feels connected and at home, and you can put your feet up, without being too bougie, if you will.
Yeah, I mean, you didn't put all like IKEA furniture in here.
No, it's all hand built, or we stained all these picnic tables ourselves. A lot of elbow grease, and we saved a lot of money doing that ourselves, and it felt good too, and it gives you ownership.
Sure.
When you do something like that. But
definitely.
Beautiful old building, haunted as F upstairs. I don't like being here alone. I don't like being here when it's closed. I don't love it. I still am, and I still do it. Josh Miller can tell you some stories that he's heard when he's here pulling weird hours of footsteps upstairs and when no one's here. And I always love it when I hear something. I'm like, I definitely heard that. And then luckily an employee just showed up. And I'm like, oh, okay. That wasn't the one I've been waiting for. So that's a little bit of the history on our building here in Crawfordsville.
Sweet. All the little Alexa speaker mics I put in here last year are working.
It's
sweet.
working, trust me. I usually get spooked to the bone at least once a week here.
That's
upstairs.
just me on my phone going,
yeah.
Hey, Jimmy.
Yeah, you just work through it. You're like, okay, I'm almost done up here. Leave me alone. I'll let you guys be. It's sort of our agreement.
Which is odd, because unfortunately, Jordan hasn't been out, and he's the big horror buff, and he does all the ghost walks and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, he loves that stuff. It would have been surprising to see what he does. Just send him up there on his own, see if he comes back.
But yeah, you would think we were more isolated than we are. It's not a bad drive.
Right.
Even from Brownsburg, it's 20 minutes, or the west side is under 45. Yeah. So I think maybe Indianapolis people or Lafayette people aren't as used to driving as I am from Chicago. Yeah. You couldn't go to your mom's in less than 45 minutes. You couldn't go to your buddies or a bar you wanted to. So it's just, I guess I'm more desensitized towards driving, and it's actually a super easy drive out. If you're westbound on 74, there's really nothing to it.
It's only like 45 minutes from, for me, from Castleton. So it's still not.
Yeah, highway time's super easy.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But I mean, I'd drive farther than that for a great beer, and the atmosphere
down.
here. So I mean,
awesome,
it's just
thanks.
and it's all the beer. I mean, it's just you guys that Miller's put together such a great program, and it's just Kyle has just been amazing with what they're doing. So. We gush on you guys all the time, even when you're not on the show. So we can talk about Backstep by other show because
Backstep, Backstep, Moontown.
Moontown's doing cool things too.
Yeah, awesome. Love Moontown.
As things settle down, we'll probably end up doing a collab with them too because we got a shared market and just we have a similar approach to beer.
You said you did a collab with Brookston.
Oh, Brokerage.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Actually, we're talking about doing one with Brookston.
Okay.
Craisan. We're friends with them
Craisan,
too, and I see them all the time during the summer.
We're supposed to brew with them before the summer heat kicks in, but awesome
hopefully
people.
We can get there.
Yeah, and do you is it on tap now? Did you say?
Yeah, we still have, and I'll get you a shot of that in a bit. We did that old ale with.
That's right. That's what you were talking. Okay.
With Brokerage up there, and they had some. We had some. And it's meant to age, and that's the beauty of it. Some of it's like a year and a half old now.
Oh, really?
And it's just a very complex beer. It ages great. As old ales do.
Yeah.
It's like a complex barley wine, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
I'll get a shot here of that. Yeah, I've got some hazies for this next round. I figure we get the IPAs out of the way, and then we can go to our weirdo old ales and malties and whatever stuff.
Nothing weird about those.
The college kids don't like anymore.
What?
It's great, too, because, I love hazies. when they first
they're fun. Don't get me wrong.
I know.
The first flourish of them, people were, a lot of brewers
Oh,
were
look,
so
it's a
dead set
lazy
against
brewer.
doing them.
It's a lazy brewer.
Yeah, and now, it's.
But there is an art to them.
You
can do them wrong. I've had some wrong-ass ones.
We've had some, yeah.
And when you get that hot burn or the razor blades, as they call it, there's a lot of things that can go wrong in them. Some people do mask the flavors with them, but if you do them right, I think it's a beautiful beer.
Yeah.
And I love it.
Yeah.
I think it's a genre that's going to stay because it's a complex, flavorful. It's a cool beer.
I do too.
I tend to drink it when I'm out.
I think like you said, there is it's a different style. And there is a complexity to them that you don't get with other beers, the mouthfeel, and it is different, and they can be incredibly well done, and they're so damn good when they're done well.
That's the thing, and that's how often why I get them when I go out to breweries and tap rooms. Like if I know they're doing this well, then I might be brave enough to try their Kolsch.
Yeah.
So if they're pulling off a well executed hazy, then it's sort of a gateway for me to get deeper into that place's lineup. So if you guys want to get into our latest hazy. Kyle really wanted to get into them, not for the trend of it, but we really love doing the spectrum of beer. And you guys already had English mild and a stout on your free time here, and we really want to do every genre of beer and do it the best of our ability. So I had zero hesitation into doing a hazy now and then. We're about a year deep.
Which one's this?
This is the Immaculate Haze, the play on words for the Mackinac hop that we love from Tiger Claw Hops and Brewery. He hasn't added the brewery yet, but he's growing those boutique hops like none other. He's got awesome soil.
Okay, because that
great guy. Colin's a great guy too.
You're going up there, aren't you?
Huge beer fan. Great palate, and the guy gets around in the beer world. He's a beer tourist as well.
Yeah, I don't think I've had that. I don't know if I've had that before.
Nope.
Very few. I think Hoosier did a little bit, but otherwise it is new. It's like Citra was maybe 10 years ago. So you might get some melon from it.
Yeah, it's you get the citrus, but you don't get the the burst like grapefruit. Like you think of a haze, but it's there. It's a real light citrus, and I get some melon off that, and it's a unique. That's awesome.
There's some copper in there too, and that's probably what that melon is. And copper's growing too, and he sells it as well. Cool hop. I don't want to tell everyone about it because it'll be harder to get, but it is super fun and has that honeydew, refreshing flavor to it. Really cool. The hops are amazing right now. It's incredible.
Yeah.
Finishes off real dry.
Yeah, we didn't want that one too sweet. That's where he went for that one. You might see a little bit more sweetness in the Tiger Claw.
Sure.
And then we'll go super traditional with that with the hop ignition on that last one that we just released yesterday.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, looking to get just
so no hot burn, some fruit flavor, medium body, not over the top. And we still want them approachable.
Start to get a little bit of a sweetness. I think I get
touch.
To get a little bit melon, but then it does. It dries right out, and it's just a great ending.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, that's really nice.
So then next, if you're finished with that one, is Tiger Claw. And we named it after Tiger Claw hops. It was a fun play, and it was about a year ago when the closures were about, and everyone was at home watching Tiger Claw. Yeah, Tiger King. So we that's Tiger Claw King officially. It was just seemed overly appropriate. So this one is mostly Mackinac if we can get it. It's nearly 100%, maybe a little bit just to balance the bitterness and whatnot. But super cool hop again. You might get a little bit less melon. Because I don't think we put copper in that one.
I really enjoy this hop. That's for damn sure. It's just
wow. Yeah, I mean, the hop is. I mean, like I said, there's not even really a bitter taste to it. It's not sweet either.
No,
it's just
really
dry.
Really cool.
It's
hard to nail when you haven't had it before.
Yep. Yeah, but it's not. The bitterness is usually from that hazy is a little. Different normal hazies. It's wow. That is impressive.
We're gonna buy more.
We're really play. Yeah,
kind of double down on it next year.
Yeah, that's a definite. That should be an easy sell.
Yeah, that's really nice.
Colin's
on that one. I can't
funnel more our way.
I can't figure out.
Isn't that great?
Yeah, that's excellent.
I would like to do a single, like a smash one with that too.
Yeah,
but we talked about it, but we wanted to balance the malts well and not take that risk of in case the malt single malt didn't.
That's ridiculously crushable.
Prop it up well.
I think
that's ridiculously crushable.
I'm a huge Mosaic fan, and I think this is my next
like a
favorite.
milder.
It's almost in that neighborhood, and we have mixed it too, and it does really well.
Yeah, it's not quite as you don't get as
feel
much
a little
citrus
bit
out
of piney, a little bit of
yeah,
citrusy, but I mean it's super mild. Like I said, it just finishes dry on the center of
Yep.
your tongue, without bitter on the sides or bitter on the back end.
And that one's
Not
about
sure how
3
else to
batches
describe
in.
it, but
We're only
yeah.
going to do it once a year. It's fun just to get as much Mackinac as we can, release it, and be done.
Yeah.
And move on. And that'll make it more fun, too. You know, it'll be fun that you have to come in the spring to get it.
Yeah. Yep.
Still got good lacing.
That was our first,
The color's great.
Digital sales that we did in cans, too, that went nice.
Oh, yeah.
We really don't monkey with that much, but it was fun to try it, and it went over well.
See what?
And
So
sold
you
out.
guys, you guys
Cans
are
are
canning
gone
now?
We do small batch cans, hand canned, all on that amazing canner behind me, which is a glorified cooler, if you will. But you know, like us, we like to do everything by hand. We have the Seamer is off the market, but we built that ourselves. We do maybe 3-4 cases usually, unless a special release like that. And we'll up it. We'll do double or triple that. That's something we're going to get into more. It's still pretty labor intensive, but we like people to be. You can get that growler to go, or get a 4-pack to go if you really like their beers when you're visiting us.
Sure. Oh, it's good, man.
And as we add square footage and stuff, here's my segue to Frankfurt, guys. So as we add the square footage, we'll be able to do more canning.
Secret
maybe get a bigger canner. But so yes, we do own property in Frankfurt. We own the building. It's going to have a bigger brewer space and a tap room as well. Ooh. That is the next big project.
Nice.
Was postponed.
Who's going to manage that one then?
Probably me, because me doing everything, doing bingo and beer events. And
wait, where's the other hat? Wait, where's the other hat?
Pat, I don't know. I'm guessing he had a late night last night. He's been picking up
overtime
overtime too. We've been short staffed, so I'm not sure what he's up to.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jeez. Poor
fireman.
Jimmy.
He didn't want his helmet blessed. I'm going to have a luckier year than him. I'm on the engine, so I take more runs. I need all the help I can get.
There you go.
I had to get that smear in there. But yeah, Frankfurt, we don't have a rough thing for it. I hate to make promises because we made that mistake here. The public was in tears if you had any hiccup or any projection that wasn't met. And when the building's empty, luckily there's no deconstruction like there was here, so we're saving that amount of time. But it's still just a huge, empty post-war building that needs a lot of help, and it's going to take some time. But we're hoping to have, like I said, the tap room, maybe some event space, and then it has a lot more forgiving room than our little tiny brewing space that we do here. So you might see more canning, more production up there.
That'd
when
be
it's
awesome.
Said and done.
Yeah, that'd be great. A little expansion.
Yeah, it's
get
time.
the word out more.
It's time. We never came into it just wanting one. It just didn't make sense. You know, if you're going to spend all this time and energy and wanted to have more than one.
Sure.
Yep.
Definitely. Nope, that'd be awesome. Where's Frankfurt then at that point?
It's 45 minutes from here, too. I guess that's the magic number for today.
Darn it.
It's somewhere between, if you will, Lafayette and Indy. So not like on here, but you'll hopefully gather both of those bigger crowds, not to mention the town of Frankfurt, which is actually pretty similar size to here. It's a county seat. County seat, just like Crawfordsville, and a couple big industries there as well, and they are dying for a brewery too.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
they just built a huge park that's that the building faces, so they're going to have concerts and stuff there too. It'd be really cool to help downtown take that next step.
Yeah, that'd be
nice. Not too far. Yeah, not too far from West Lafayette.
No.
Not too far from Whitestown, even.
It's Lebanon. It'll pull from all those communities.
Mm-hmm.
That is the idea.
Awesome. Sweet. No, that'd be great. All right, what do we got left?
Next
on this,
beer,
round?
A classic IPA, a throwback to more than 5 years ago, maybe 10 years ago, when you, maybe even like when Three Wiseman was on.
When this is just a glimpse in your eye,
it was when I was a young man. I had less gray hair, more vivacious,
smaller mustache.
Yeah, that's true. Yes, I had a clean upper lip. It was easier to drink frothy beers back then, but we wanted to do one, almost a counterbalance what we're doing with the hazies, to have a lagery, well-rested IPA you could see through, a throwback. Because it's funny, because this is a classic beer. It was cutting edge 10 years ago, but now it's almost retro vintage throwback. Because but you just don't see this as much. It's a pale ale leaning IPA. crisp, clear, lagery, smashable summer IPA.
Yeah.
Because I love the hazies, but when it's too hot, it might be too thick, too much particulate.
I don't know about those two. I think those two easily summer crushable that we had before.
I love hearing that.
With the hop you're using, I think that hop just makes it horribly crushable.
Good.
In the heat.
That's awesome.
I agree. Well, yeah, I think the same thing as Jim. Sometimes I think those hazies, when you're outside in the sun, I'm same way. I can't drink too many of them. I can't crush them. But
that was the idea with that.
I can crush all day long.
Not too hoppy, not too
bitter. That lagery flavor.
Right, we did want some of that Kolschy lagerness to it, and that's where it is. Somewhere between the West Coast and the hazies lies that bad boy, and I couldn't be happier with it. Hop Ignition for the month of May, a small nod to race month in Indiana.
Yep.
Didn't want to be too over top with it, but a nice wink to crushing beers on several weekends down in Speedway.
This is the beer, when you go into a brewery and they're doing something like this well, you're like, holy shit. Yeah. That's when you want to start trying everything else, because when you do something that, it's just a classic and it's done just beautifully, and those flavors are there, and it's...
Yeah, you taste something like that, then you're brave enough to try their other beers. Like, give me your brown or give me your Pilsner, because it's a good shot. It's going to be clean.
Yep. Awesome. Delish.
Yeah, sweet. Now, I have a bone to pick with you at this point, because
I'm ready.
Now we just look like idiots, because I think we got one. At least it's on the show that we released before we came here.
Okay.
On one of them.
It's on two of them.
Is it on two of them now? Shit. So apparently, Mr. Jimmie Boros got us on an April Fool's joke because he's a dick.
I didn't think it would be that successful. I had people literally mad at me, like, "What are you doing?"
We were bashing.
I wanted to go. I want to know. Well, but it was.
How are they doing that?
But it was Josh, so it seemed perfectly acceptable.
I can see that. And I shouldn't have abused that trust.
I think that's what we said too. Though it is Josh.
Yeah, we're like that's got to. I don't know what's going to happen with that. But Josh made it, and Josh is a nerd, so Josh wouldn't do that without And again, had no clue that. I guess it was April 1st or whatever, and
it was.
And you're a dick.
I accept
because we've had the prickly pear goza and the prickly pear goza, and again I couldn't figure out how this was. So for those not listening or haven't listened to the previous show, this was the Limburger goza as we talked about it, and I was like, oh, my grandpa used to eat Limburger cheese.
Yeah, mine did too.
Smelled nasty and it smelled like feet. And then Brennan called at one point, and you kept the shit going, but we ran out of that stuff. And I'm like,
I couldn't just walk away from it.
Damn,
and the garnish, I really got everyone in the description of artisanal craft cheese week.
But again, it was Josh.
Yeah.
Right. Josh and Kyle. I'm like, oh, well, I guess he could have done, but I still couldn't figure out how you got the cheese and the beer and beer cheese.
And we were drinking a garlic beer when we were talking about it.
We were drinking a garlic beer.
So that I can see how that would set you up for
although I have one of those for him.
I did too. I was going to bring it and I forgot.
I brought one.
Did you?
Yeah, it's in the cooler. Yeah.
Well, good. I have some gum for afterwards.
You're
going to need it and some Tums.
I'm Italian. I'll try a garlic beer.
Actually, it's great.
It's awesome.
It actually is an awesome
beer.
It's really good. We use it a lot for.
Someone does a garlic fest up north. They should definitely tie in.
Well, they can't do it. It's a one-off.
We've got the rest. No one else has.
Yeah, we bought all the rest. We bought all the rest of it.
All right. Well, I apologize about the Limburger. Maybe I can buy some.
No, I really thought it was
and do a garnish.
I guess if anybody can figure it out,
we
it
tried
would be
to
like
cutting
Josh.
edge, but that's kind of pushing the envelope.
But yeah, I couldn't figure out how you would get the cheese through it. And I've had beer cheese, but we talked about it, but I never had cheese beer.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, it's Josh. He maybe just figured out the essence of the Limburger and did something.
Or the bacteria from it.
Yeah,
maybe?
That's what I was like. Maybe.
I had people call me and ask how we cleaned the lines after that.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, that's
the answer would be like just cutting them off and throwing them
we
out and reinstalling.
Yeah.
How do you get that foot taste and smell?
Yeah, we only put it in plastic.
I would try it, but
we only put it in plastic cups because we can't reuse it in cups.
Honestly, I said no growler fills on it. That's probably what did it. The description and the sales pitch was probably too deep.
You're a dick.
That's my fault. I take full credit for that.
Yeah, well done though. Yes, I guess well done with the April
sorry,
Fool's
not sorry
joke.
kind of thing.
Yeah.
I had to double down on April Fool's this year.
You did. Yeah, you did. You got us at least, and we, now we it'll be another couple, week till this show comes out. Where people will now believe it's not real, at least.
Good.
So
we can confirm it now.
I feel like I need to go make some Limburger cheese beer now, just for the fuck of it. It's just
I wonder what it would be like, though.
Oh man, I mean, I love Limburger cheese. I was like, hey, Limburger beer.
He was all ready
somebody can
for
figure
it.
it out. Hell yeah,
It takes a
try it.
palate.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely. So how about
But I was figuring, you said the prickly pear goes. I'm like, well, fruit and cheese. Like, yeah.
True,
All right.
true. That's good. Like the sweetness could cut into some of that stuff.
I guess Josh figured something out. He's an
could.
engineering nerd.
If I could talk him into it, that'd be the
Yeah,
other
but then
problem.
I think we also talked about. I'm like, how did you clean? I mean, how did you put that on a separate keg system or a separate, boiler? I don't know what you did with it, but were you just randling it through some limber?
I would pay to see that.
Limburger Randall.
I would pay to see that.
Absolutely.
And pay to drink that too. I would love
Just got
to
a
see
little
it.
bit of oil on the top of the beer, but
We're
don't
not
worry
doing
about
anything at Winterfest unless you're pulling through a Limburger Randall. Who
I think
are you even brewing unless you're doing
I
that?
think now you
That's
gotta make
so
it happen.
awesome.
You're gonna have cheese Randalls. We're gonna have a cheddar, a Limburger,
Which one
a blue
would you like, sir?
cheese.
Oh yeah.
Gorgonzola, yeah.
This is gonna be a
I
thing.
love it,
man.
you guys. That's so great.
It's beer cheese or cheese beer.
Yeah, beer cheese. Yeah, we do a beer cheese here in the
True,
kitchen too.
yeah.
Yeah.
But shit.
So the kitchen, we'll get into more in the kitchen next segment.
Yeah,
Cool,
we'll
we'll
do that.
go
We'll-
multi beers and kitchen when we get
Yeah.
a refill here.
Kitchen
Yeah.
foods and
Yeah.
what's going on. All right, sweet.
Cool.
All right, cheers.
All right, let's get it. Let's
Jimmy
get
or
a brewski.
Dick? Jimmy or Dick?
Yep. I accept.
Aloha, Pastor Poi Mahalo. It's Cluck for the Jason and Cluck Show, and this is the Blind Pig Confessions here on the internet. www.whatever.
There we go.
Yeah.
Hey, we're back.
All right. Let's
All right.
do it.
Still at Backstep on Mayday, raising money for the burn. Where was it?
Hoosier Burn Camp.
Hoosier
Yep.
Burn Camp. St. Florian's Day.
That's correct.
Patron saint of firefighters.
Yep.
And I believe chimney sweeps and soap boilers.
Yes. I'm a big soap boiler. I never told you guys.
You didn't.
It's actually brewers too, because the old story of St. Florian, he put out a fire in wherever Germany with water, but it was also translated to he put it out with flagons of beer.
Oh, okay.
So it's a nice tie-in, and that's why we
Nice.
did that flagship beer after him. So it made too much sense not to.
Yeah, I was reading it. I'm like, soap. And one thing it says soap makers, and I'm like, soap makers? How the hell do you associate chimney sweeps and soap makers and firefighters
It's
together?
kind of like some of those bigger unions
they
where
said
they
soap-
don't always belong,
Yeah.
but everyone needs the coverage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then another one said it was soap boilers. So it was the guys working with heat
Yeah.
and fire and,
Guys
and
eating
things
smoke.
like
That
that.
makes more
And,
sense.
so that made a little bit more sense after the soap makers. I'm like, I've seen some soap makers, and they make fancy soap, and they're just kind of doing it in their garage, and I'm not sure.
Out of goat milk.
Yeah.
He's safe. He's covered, so don't worry. He's got good coverage. So you guys, here is Chef Dan.
We do have another guest on.
Hello,
yes.
everybody.
Wanted the
Chef
chef
Dan.
from our craft kitchen here at Backstep Brewing, so we
Excellent.
can talk food too as we talk beer.
Yeah, I think we when we were here the first time, I don't think the kitchen was fully.
No, I think it was snacks then, and
Snacks,
maybe we were
yeah,
starting to break
snacks.
ground in there,
Yeah.
if I'm correct.
Yeah, you
and-
talked about you're breaking ground, and then I thought I didn't know something happened, and if you did, that's why you came in today. I was like, I'm not even sure if they actually went ahead with the kitchen.
we saw
or-
chili, and I was like, well, maybe there's just a crock
Yeah,
pot over on
yeah.
the side of that.
During the day, yes, and that's what we did just for the event today. But full service dinner tonight at 4. We're doing the last bit of our winter menu and about to launch our late spring summer menu. That's going to carry us through, and it's probably here to stay. We did a lot of research on it, and Chef Dan can go further on it. But we are going to double down on the cheesesteak theory.
Yes.
Yes.
Where we're going to be keeping some of our staples, like the steak sandwich for sure. We got a lot of people that come from
yeah.
outside of town or they're driving through that
Sure.
continue to come here. So we don't want to get rid of that. And definitely like some of the fries and loaded fries, we'll keep that. But we're going to be going like a big line of cheesesteaks. And I think something that people will be excited about here in Crawfordsville, like more of their taste and
Whiz or without.
yeah,
Correct.
something that they could
Whiz.
eat more often, I'd say. And yeah, we're excited about it. And I mean, they don't really have a cheesesteak place here in town, so I
I don't think there's too many breweries doing it either. I know Hoagies and Hops does the thing with chili water.
Sure.
But that's a small one location too. And I don't think we'll be in direct competition.
What used to be, they're Rad now or whatever.
Yeah,
they used to have that sandwich place.
Yeah.
They had that sandwich place in there.
Yeah.
Chili dog or something.
Yeah, I don't remember what the. I don't know if they kept that one after they switched
Rad's
over to
for
Rad
sale
Brewing.
too, so I'm
Is
not
it?
sure what
Is
they're
it?
going to be doing in the future too.
Oh wow, yeah, I didn't know that. I thought
There was a bar in San Diego. It was called Monkey Paw. But,
Oh, yeah?
It got bought out by Coronado Brewery.
Mm.
But it was a small, divey kind of bar, loud music, full bar as well.
Sure.
But then they also started serving cheesesteaks.
Cheesesteaks.
Not cheesesteaks.
Maybe that's what we'll do for dessert.
cheesecakes and cheesesteaks.
Cheesesteak Factory.
But that place was awesome. I mean,
Yeah.
it did really well. So
All right, yeah.
we wouldn't mind having
what
a
is
place
your?
like that.
Because there are there's always contention around what's a cheesesteak, and all that. So
Right.
what's your cheesesteak going to be? Because I've seen cheesesteaks that are just straight up meat and cheese, and
Right.
cheese whiz, by the way.
Right.
Or you've had the steak with the peppers in it and then provolone on it, and that's a cheesesteak in some places. So where's your?
For everybody,
you
it's
leaning?
different. And I mean, I'm from the West Coast, so I probably don't have the best, version of a cheesesteak ever. But
I think
We're
it's
not
going to
claim it's a Philly. 'cause
Yeah.
that's
There
just
you go.
but I mean,
opportunity
as
for
far as
beating.
my liking of what I like to eat, I like
Okay.
it to have like a melted white cheese,
Sure.
and it could be provolone, it could be American, and I like onions, peppers,
Gotcha.
banana peppers, mushrooms, maybe
It's a
even
Sacramento
some
cheese.
mayo or sauce.
Yeah. Some avocado in there.
Not a traditional
I think you're on
California
Yeah, why
steak
not?
and cheese. I don't think
Make it
that'd be
your
good.
own.
Avocado. in there.
Maybe we'll rename it. Yeah.
Crawfordsville.
San
We'll
Diego,
we'll be
maybe.
leaving
I
the
don't know about
guacamole
California.
out of the
Yeah,
cheesesteaks.
yeah, thank you. Yeah, that
Salinas.
just sounds awful.
He does.
Guacamole and sprouts on your
I don't even
cheesesteak.
think people in
I would
California
destroy
would
that.
eat that.
I'd probably destroy it any way that it is a
Yeah,
cheesesteak.
yeah.
As long as there's steak and cheese on it, I'd probably destroy it either way. But
I'll eat them just about any way.
Yeah,
though.
so you
I
put
mean,
meat and
I'm a
bread together,
lover.
someone's gonna
It's
eat it.
like-
That's kind of the idea. So
Yeah.
we're going back to the roots that way, almost meat and potatoes, and,
Yeah.
and just really stripping it down. And we think that'll go hand in hand with brewing. And
awesome.
it'll give a lot of options to what we're doing, too, because
Sure.
we'll have the bread and the meat. We can do a crazy amount of options and specials. So
yeah,
I'm actually super stoked about it.
Yeah, it will give us definitely more opportunities to do a lot of sandwich specials and stuff.
Sure.
Like cool Cuban or something here or
Oh,
there.
yeah,
like
there you go.
Italian hoagie.
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
A lot of different stuff. So
We're
That'd be
doing
great.
a big ass one too, and we're still playing with the name, but it's going to be like a fully loaded, like you could probably not eat it by yourself kind of sandwich. So that's going to come out too.
definitely not. I mean, I made a half-size one last night that was
Yeah.
loaded, and I could barely fit the stuff inside. And I was thinking, I don't know how somebody could do a full-size one. So
That'd be the big.
I just want to see it done,
It
and not
could
me
be
doing
done.
it.
Can I order?
Yeah.
I'd like the big hose, the big hose hoagie, the big hose. And
If-
what's
if
a
we name
fireman?
it that,
what are the fireman terms?
There
for
is. We don't use that one
LDH,
typically,
the LDH,
yeah.
the large diameter hose.
Oh, that's not bad.
large diameter
That's not
hoagie.
bad at all. Huh?
The SDH, the
Fully
small
knows his
diameter
hose.
It's
hoagie.
usually yellow. We call it the yellow brick road, the large diameter hose. That was nice. You had a little insider jargon, didn't you? You did your Google homework
Yeah,
before you
there you
came
go.
here. I'm impressed. But that's going to be our thing. Instagrammable, and hopefully. Like I smashed the large diameter hose at the Backstep Brewing kind
There
of
you
thing.
go.
And
See, there you
get your
go.
picture on the wall kind of idea.
yeah.
And then maybe a shot of free Pepto-Bismol on the side. That would be funny, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Little
Yeah,
Dixie
that'd be
cup.
good, yeah.
Yeah,
Dixie cup, you're gonna need this.
Yeah.
that's actually good. That's
And then have all the hot,
Pretty,
then
or
have all
two
the hot,
Tums in a
might.
Dixie cup.
bunch of hot sauces and
That
the
might
hot,
be a thing.
or a selection of the hot peppers and the hot sauces.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Making a
Never
fire,
bad-
put
a
your
fire,
own-
That's
fire,
never a bad thing
That'd
either.
be a cool idea.
Yeah, I like it a
the
lot.
fire cheesesteak.
Yeah, we are gonna have a hot one too, so
For
that might
sure.
fall into that as well. Nice. I knew we pitched this to the right guys,
There
the
you go.
idea guys. Yeah,
Food
Like
guys.
spicy,
yeah.
huh?
Yeah, food guys.
So he's basically saying I'm
gift of
fat.
speech.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, if you're gonna if you're gonna put out someone, check with the fat people first. They'll get you stuff. They'll get you
That's
ideas.
why I have so many ideas. I like to eat. I don't know why Dan's so skinny though. Trust a skinny chef. theory,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. How are you supposed?
Yeah.
Yeah. How do you trust a skinny chef? I'm not sure about that.
Decent metabolism.
I can't eat same food all the time. So
There you go.
Oh, that would do it. Yeah.
as a chef, you got variety of spice of life.
Yep. Yeah.
So we got Dan, if you guys haven't heard, was semi-retired, was living on the West Coast with his wife, and wanted to come back to the roots here in Indiana, not unlike I did, and came in for beers and said and considered coming out of retirement just to hop on this project.
Really?
Awesome.
Yeah.
Were you from here originally, or?
No, I was from San Diego originally, but my mom and stepdad moved out in '91 with the rest of my siblings. So we decided to move out. Me and my older sister, we had some half siblings, and see what it was like out here. And it was a whole different world, that's for sure. But you know, it gives you a good perspective on life. You know, traveling does. And
Absolutely.
So, and what's really out there, and so it was different, you know, growing up with a lot of different culture, a lot of different food, and then being here. So I really wanted to get back when I could, and you know, it's harder to be able to make enough money here to go move West Coast, especially when you're young.
Yeah.
But you know, I just I made a pact with myself just to do it, and then I went back when I was like 25, and started working seriously on culinary game.
Awesome.
And just started working 2 or 3 jobs and going to the best places I could, and worked at a wine bar for about 4 years. And learned a lot there. You know, it's always good for
it's always
tasting,
good for a chef to know
testing
how to
your palate. You know, well, it all has to do with the palate.
Hand in hand.
I know. Yeah.
Once you start going to fine dining, you have to start pairing with those wines.
I know, right?
So you really need to know that stuff, and you can't really know it unless you try it. You know?
No, and well, that helps with the beer too, because you see that a lot now. I mean, it's like, you don't really want to drink that imperial stout right now with my delicate fish. That I've just
Dan does help
the
us
fish
with those
that I've
pairings.
Yeah.
I love those. Yeah, I like going to those things where they do some food and beer pairings, or whiskey and food. You know, even though I like the whiskey ones better.
That's a lot of fun.
But
yeah. Well, once the beer scene took off, then I really wanted to get out of the wine scene, because I really don't like to talk to people about wine all day. But beer's no problem. I love beer, but.
Yep.
I'm sorry, but there's a lot of wine snobs out there that just like to project their knowledge on you.
Yeah,
it's not really like that in the beer scene, so I like that. I mean,
our own, but
there's some, but
every subculture.
There's far less than there are.
I would agree to that.
That's true. So that was cool, and so worked at quite a few breweries and stuff. There's a lot of brewery jobs out there, so and you just learn a lot, and just from being in the scene. So. I always liked that, so I wanted to get kind of back to that.
Sure.
And I was looking for a good place and a good home, and this place had a lot of character, a lot of style, and
it does.
So I thought it'd be a good home. And
awesome.
They're good guys, and here we are, and we're pushing forward.
Yeah, so Dan's way more talented than we deserve, just like the brew house, and somehow we landed these guys. So he's the food equivalent of Josh and Kyle, and we're lucky to have him.
That's why Jimmie keeps having things blessed around here.
That's
why the priest keeps
it's not
coming
hurting
in.
anything.
Yeah. It seems to be working.
We'll keep going with it.
Don't want to upset it now.
So, Dan, we're going to move on to beer. You're welcome to hang out. I know you got something on the oven, so it's up to you. You can stay your
back, but
are you burning something?
It was nice talking to you guys.
If not, grab a second beer. If not, get back.
Not yet, but
get your tongs and go beat up whatever you got going in the kitchen.
It's a fireman-related establishment. You should be able to burn some shit.
Oh, yeah.
The whole idea is not to.
I would
not
just
with this building.
You missed part of it. It's not to burn stuff.
All right,
Dan.
Thanks, Dan. Thanks for coming out.
Cheers, Dan.
He literally had to put a pot down to come out here, and that's awesome. I told him he could have a beer, so that I think that's how we talked him into it. Yeah. All right.
You don't let him have
chefs
beer
and brewers don't always run to the microphones.
No.
The marketing guys,
Yeah.
Sure, I'll come BS with you, but. Those guys are usually BOH.
Yeah, but you'd be surprised how often we do that, and they're so freaked out, and then they can finally get on the mic with us, and they're just like, "Oh, that was really easy." I'm like, "Yeah,
we're talking beer."
We're not
you guys,
talking-
you know how to expose someone or relax them and talk about the things they
we're
want
not-
to talk
yeah,
about.
It's like it's not live. It's okay. You can curse if you want to.
Sometimes you gotta
Yeah.
turn the mics off and not let them know when you're turning them back on.
Yeah,
That's a great conversation.
Because sometimes they just,
it's true.
It's just all in their head.
Yeah, occasionally, a couple times I think we've just kind of, taken the headphones off,
Put your guard down a little bit.
and and just keep talking, and
Get
hopefully
some
the
great
mics are loud
material.
enough.
I guarantee it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't do it enough. There are times when we're having a great conversation before, and then we're like, oh, we need to record. I need to just hit record the moment everything's
when they're
down,
not looking.
even when they're not looking.
Yep.
Because we do get some funny ones. Yeah.
Let's get back into
beer.
some brewskis before I sober up.
Beer for
and get
Florian.
A hangover.
Let's not do that.
A hangover while we're talking. Let's do that old ale that we touched upon earlier. I can't pronounce it. I think it's Danish Helvanster 0.
Do you not like me?
I have nothing against it. It's very strong, though. I just poured short samples.
Except for yours. Except for yours and Brennan's.
This is my place.
Don't give the fat guy too much alcohol. Is that I feel like it's a statement that I've had too much.
Deep raisin, aged cherry. It almost, not even, like maybe bourbon-y, heavy malts.
Heavy malts cherry is very prevalent.
Isn't it like an aged cherry?
Very, very prevalent.
Not like a sour cherry, but
like
it's
like a
chocolate cherry.
Yeah.
Deep raisin, deep plum. Not enough breweries are making this because it is dynamic. It changes month to month. So if you come in here next month, if you guys are out like screwing around and head over,
I would come in here every month.
Get some. Unbelievable beer.
You know what this would go perfect with? Field Rye.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
The Field Rye whiskey. Have you had that one from
I have.
Journeyman?
Yes.
The one that's got the fig.
Journeyman's
that's
nice.
sweetened with the fig.
Yep.
Excellent.
Right. There is a touch of fig in here, so that's.
Is there really?
It's just
we haven't added it. It's all what it picked up. It's all yeast and malt.
It's that, but it's that dark fruit note.
Agreed.
I get raisin and the cherry for me just really deep and hearty in this.
That's
awesome.
Super cool beer. It's not going to make anyone rich. This is for the beer heads alone. Just a present to them, and it fills out our spectrum of beer to me.
So how much has this changed just in the last? I mean, when you
it stays basically the same, but
you're just the flavors kind of
progresses.
deepening and
correct.
And so
but always the cherry, always the raisin.
So nothing else.
But the malts kind of intermingle like that. Cool beer. If anyone comes out that's a craft beer head or looking for something different, and you're not a hazy guy or a fruited like 450 guy, this is the beer for you.
Somewhere in it's like it leans on a barley wine.
Well, see, now what I was going to say what I like about this.
Old ale's a cousin to barley wine,
but you don't get the. It's like a barley wine, but
barley
you
wine.
get more maltiness out of this,
and the booze doesn't slap you in the face like a barley can.
Right.
Yeah, I'm not a big barley wine fan because I think it's just too far into that weird, the aroma and the
too
aftertaste.
boozy, too winey sometimes.
Too
when they're done
winey.
right, they are phenomenal.
But most of the time,
but sometimes they're not.
Most of the time, I see it's someone trying to do a 20% ABV freaking barley wine, and I'm like, nah.
So I thought you guys would like that one for sure. We haven't done it in a while, and it's just maturing nicely. Really nice in a snifter if you have some time to sit at the bar. Get a little nosh because it's got a higher ABV, but what a great project. And if you haven't been to Brokerage, great little bar.
Yeah.
Micro. I mean, they are small. They did add on, and they are growing. But one of our allies and friends up in West Lafayette, I don't know Purdue area as well as everyone.
We went there. So
yep, we stopped in the Brokerage. And
they have a fire truck out front. They shouldn't, but they do. It's a good marketing tool.
I don't remember the fire truck out front.
It might have. Is it
well, it's been like a year since we've been over there. It's been a while.
Everyone's really rusty.
We did a like we were doing a small little just.
Kopacetic and
I love
Craisan.
Kopacetic.
Craisan. That was when we first met.
Sleeper too.
Yeah.
We
first met them. That was when we first met them.
Great people.
Great, amazing
and they
people.
are growing in their skills for sure.
Yes. Yeah.
And making they made and don't stab me, but their seltzer was well executed last year.
Actually, I like
it's
seltzers.
harder to do
I
than
like
you
the
would
craft
think.
seltzers.
He was saying how well they were doing, and Tom
great tap room. That Brookston's really fun to visit because there's several other bars you can make a whole visit out of the thing. I love them. I always see them. We go up to Monticello often, so I get to see Kopacetic and I get to see Craisan. So
them 1056.
I need to go to 1056.
Yeah, they're doing great. They're awesome. 1056 are awesome. Craisan's people are awesome. Yeah, we do a little bunch of those. We've done a few of those little northern festivals, and they've just been great. We did that boat the
Madam Carroll.
I had to work. I'll be on the next one.
That was a
definitely
blast.
count me in.
They did laugh because there were like two old ladies who were on the boat.
I heard it got ugly.
No, just
in a fun, creative way.
But it was the two old ladies that were like, "Do you got any? I don't really like beer." old ladies, and they just kept hitting up Mullins for his
lemon.
No, he had his fizzy water or whatever. I don't know.
Oh, I know the beer. I can't think of the name.
Yeah, no, his seltzer. That they just kept hitting him up for the seltzer because, and I'm
that's
like,
what it's there for.
And we're all just talking, going, you just spent like $40 to be on a boat with beer for like 3 hours, and you don't like beer?
Yeah.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
You might
people?
be in the wrong venue, but let's have a good time.
It was fun. It was
it was great.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
Shanahan worked on that for a long time. That was one of his long-term goals.
Yeah.
Yeah, it worked out well. I mean,
and that was the first. I mean, that was especially the first one, and that was that's a really good time.
Yeah, they need to space out the tables and chairs on that inside part more like last time because it was trying to get through everything. You're just like
first year
ain't
hiccups
for fat people.
are tough.
Yeah. This place ain't for fat people.
There's things that happen that you can't really forecee until you
you got to do the first one.
200 people swinging elbows in the place.
Yeah. But it was very interesting, because you're just kind of there on the boat, making a round, and you go make another round, and
I think that one will stick around. It's really unique.
Yeah, definitely.
And I think those are the events that are going to come and stick around that have something special to offer.
Sure. Yep.
Something that you can't get anywhere.
All right, next
What's
beer
next?
on
Okay, Heffy, Brandmeister.
I don't think
this
you
is our
guys had
Heffy.
this one when we
You
were
probably
in
haven't
last.
had it. We haven't made it too much. This might be the second appearance of this. Banana and clove, naturally, but this one, I think you're going to find it super clean. The boys tweaked it very subtly. I'm super proud of this. If anything, we do those clean German beers pretty well.
Yeah, that's why. I mean, between you and Primeval, like I said, my German palate is usually covered between you and Primeval.
Primeval is doing a great job. I'm a big fan.
Because I get that Rauch beer. I get my Rauch beer,
and a lot of people
satisfied.
don't have the balls to do it. Theirs is the best I've had.
I don't know anybody else that's doing it like them.
Nice Oktoberfest. They're just German leaning and German killing it. Far as, and that's no easy feat.
No, it's not.
Big fan. Great guys.
Yep.
I love going up there.
Yep.
Every now and then we're on tap up there too, so that's even cooler. But
sweet.
Nice.
You are? You're on tap up there?
We
now?
do. They try and keep one of our fruit to goes because it balances their tap list as well.
Yeah.
And they don't want to venture into that. So,
Perfect.
It's a goza, so it works out for their German beer lineup.
Yeah.
So
Sure.
Yep.
great guys, great beer. I love their tap room.
I think that helps. We talk with some of these brewers like Craisan's and Backstep and 1056 and Primeval. It's just it's the people too, and the brewers and the owners, and
big part of it.
It's just a family atmosphere when you go in there, and they make everybody feel so welcome. And the people that are in there are in there to have a good time, and they're all
unwind.
It's just that makes a big difference.
Yeah.
And then when you have great beer to back all that, it's just like shit. I mean, it's
what
amazing.
we're going after.
So,
That's awesome. You
this
picked
is
up on
awesome. This is freaking.
And that's
Isn't
what
it
I've
great?
and that's what I've always knew about the craft beer bars more is nobody's just going to get it's time to get schlot. It's time to go get hammered just
You
on
are absolutely
64 ounce macro beers where it's because Claude and Andy's back in the day.
Well,
that was the goal Friday night was all right, time to go get smashed.
And that right there
And we
is
didn't
the only
care.
reason I got back in the game because I was tired of the shot and beer shit.
Yeah.
And saw that it was about the product, and that's why I got back in the game right there. And I'm glad you commented on that.
It's
I'll sit at
I'm
home.
here
It's the
to
only reason
chill
I
now.
came out of retirement.
I always PBR at the house. I always do.
Oh, don't get me wrong.
But I'm only drinking a couple of them, one or two, and I'm not now going to a bar, or and just I can't sit up at the bar and belly up and drink 10 PBRs like
just pound
before.
drink.
Now it's like this is ridiculous.
Yeah.
You might as well enjoy your journey.
Yeah, it's
enjoy
like
the
this
product.
I have no
It just-
ambition. yet.
usually
It's
it
like,
was
man,
Adds into your overall
yeah.
experience.
Yeah.
I couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
And I'm glad you said something about that.
It's got some good banana notes on that. The clove is
Oh,
real
man.
subtle. The clove is subtle on that, at least in my palate.
Oh yeah, big banana, but the
Big banana.
really nice.
Oh, sweet.
Very clean.
Again,
I
the
think we're going to
German-
enter
yeah,
that in a
you're-
few things.
Yeah,
it's
I would.
just
That's really
very
nice.
It just hits the basic notes of what a Heffy's supposed to be. I'm proud of it.
Yeah.
I had nothing to do with it, so I can brag about it because it wasn't me.
I'm proud I hired the guys.
boys
I'm proud I paid the
just
guys
killed it.
to do it.
Kyle is doing an unbelievable job. Very talented brewer.
It's awesome.
Really is super clean.
It is.
I mean,
it's not a funky. It's just
there's
no-
a standard Heffy but with a excellent clean banana notes on it. And that's I like that. It's there's a few I've had that the clove is just too much.
It can be.
and it's not clean.
We baby our yeast,
clean.
and I think that comes through in this beer.
That's awesome.
Beauty.
Next up, I've been dying for you guys to do our Kolsch. And that's what I've been drinking today, my big Lowenbrow mug.
Oh, yeah, you have been.
Super smashable, attainable ABV. This is probably our third batch. It was going to be a one-off, like we've been dying to do a Kolsch, and the public just destroyed it. And this batch, this is the last barrel of it, too. We got to rebrew it already.
Oh, really?
We were not prepared for that to be. It was going to be a seasonal, like every September, we're going to have this Kolsch. Or whatever it was, I can't recall. But outsold our light lager, outsold our blonde ale, outsold anything in the yellow category. And I like it too because it still hits the macro crowd, but you guys as constant beer drinkers can come in and totally enjoy this beer, and that's what I think a Kolsch can grasp. Super happy with it. And it's come up the temperature a bit. It's been out maybe 10, 20 minutes. So you guys are getting the real gist of it.
This doesn't, to me, I'm waiting for him to drink because I'm not getting the usual. There's a weird bite to Kolsch.
The Kolsch funk, you're saying? Like the Grolsch.
Usually don't.
Like you get off a Grolsch.
Oh, yeah, like a weird yeasty off taste or something.
Yeah, a little bit. And I usually get that off a Kolsch that I don't. And here I'm getting the flavors without that afterburn.
Well, I was trying to let my palate clear a minute from the Heffy because I didn't want to mix up and add, maybe some leftover, clove and banana and stuff, going through. So,
I mean, this is just a super clean. I mean, another all-day drinker.
Yeah, and we're going to enter this one, too. I can't believe how good it's gotten in just 2 or 3 batches. And the first one was great, and now we're just the slightest tweaks to get it to closest perfection
There's a little
as we can.
Did you guys end up entering anything in GBAF or?
We did. I think
GABF,
Dunkel last year, and the 2 years that we've done the categories that we did in GABF, they recategorized them last minute, and it went from 50 to 100 to 250.
What?
Because in their opinion, there wasn't enough entries into certain things.
Oh well, yeah.
So I wish they told me before I spent the money to send the beer, because it's not an easy process.
Yeah.
I'm brewing the beer maybe for it, maybe not be the hottest seller here. Anyways, they did it twice, and it was just heartbreaking.
Disheartening. Yeah,
very much so, and
deflating.
So they took something that was maybe more attainable from a pure Dunkel category to adding it to Frisch or alt beer and several things, and made it a huge thing. Yeah,
you've diluted.
So I entered a Dunkel, and now an alt beer is winning, which is fine because I would have entered
an alt beer.
So it was crushing 2 years in a row. I wish they would stop doing that. I think it does a lot of harm to the small brewer.
Well, you're diluting the categories.
Very much so.
It's like, I've deleted. I made a Dunkel. I didn't make a Dunkel to compete with an alt beer.
Correct.
I've got an alt beer. And I don't care if there's 5, if there's 2 entries in the alt beer category, that should just stay the alt beer category, period.
So that hurt us 2 years in a row. And I'm not guaranteed we would have won.
That
I
just
was hoping we'd put a show on.
Yeah.
And I think we would have because the Dunkel's done very well. And we've concentrated it and tweaked it. And who knows? There's always that. You never know. But, oh, my God, it was crushing 2 years. It's just hard to accept.
At that point, the winner becomes just the best in show rather than best in breed.
You are absolutely correct.
And it's no longer best in breed kind of thing. And, that's got to you can still have best in show. That's fine. But you still got to keep the breed.
They're pinning beers against each other that shouldn't be, and
anywhere near each other. Yeah.
So you're punishing me because it's not a category everyone loves. There's let's say 320 in the hazy thing, and maybe we'll eventually get into that game and submit one just to see how it goes. But you're punishing me for doing a retro style.
Yeah.
Don't.
Yep.
For classic
you have
style.
Plenty of judges.
Yeah.
Leave it alone.
Yeah.
You telling me nobody else
There's
makes it?
There's still 50-some people are doing it, so let them roll.
You telling me nobody else submitted a Dunkel?
That was crushing. I'd hope, we really had our sights on that. It would have been great, and so be it. It is what it is. We'll see what happens this year and next year.
That is a horribly dangerous Kolsch.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. It's so I stuck one in the ice the other day. I had a Friday off, and I made blackened shrimp tacos, and I put my Kolsch on ice.
Oh yeah.
And I even, broke some of the rules and put my Imperial pint in the freezer. And baby, you want to talk about a combo?
Hell yeah, though.
Ice cold Kolsch and the shrimp, and the saltiness and the spiciness of the Blacken.
Yep.
Forget it.
Oh, sweet.
Oh,
Yeah.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah, Mrs. Boros was happy with me that night. All right, Kolsch, I'm glad you guys like that Kolsch.
Yeah, no, that's
it's
great.
Killer. If you want some going out the door, let me know, because that's probably what I'm leaving here with tonight.
Oh, yeah.
And let's go for the palate cleanser Goza. This is our non-fruited one. I wanted you guys to taste the base because I wasn't sure I had it last time for you.
No, I think I've only had.
I try and get Kyle to at least give me a keg or two on the side before we add the flavoring to the other one. But I want you guys to see that this is a clean. I'm going to say it too many times on your show tonight, but a great representation even before we add the fruit. And that's my goal. If we do anything, I have to have the good base beer before I add any flavoring, because the flavorings are for fun and to keep things rejuvenated and just exciting. But if I don't have the clean beer, I won't ever add the flavoring to it.
And this is what it goes. I mean, and it's hard to find just a goes anymore. Anywhere.
Yep.
I mean, there usually are the flavored gozas now, which are great. But it's hard to find just a goza. And this is
nobody really.
on.
Yeah, nobody.
And
just
this
does.
is
Here's
this
a
is
goza.
exactly what it should taste like.
Yeah.
That's what we're going for. Not too salty.
You get a little.
The tartness is balanced. The sourness is balanced.
Like the sea salt and oh man, this
and
is
a growler of this on a hot day.
Yeah.
Forget it, dude. Or boating with this or something, or a day at the pool. Super proud of that.
I'd bathe in this.
85 revival. Josh said it was a throwback to 85. I guess that's when Goza appeared back on the American brewing scene.
That's excellent. Excellent.
Wow.
Yeah,
so when you take that, then it's easy to add some flavoring.
Yeah.
And never overpower it.
Right.
I don't want those heavy purees. That's just not our bag. And God bless the guys that do it. That's their own thing. But I don't want a marshmallow blueberry.
Right. You just want
graham
another
cracker.
something to kind of
I kind of want a marshmallow blueberry graham cracker.
I wouldn't say
goza.
no. I wouldn't say no.
Can I have a s'mores goza?
Yeah. And it'd be fun. But that's just.
Yeah, but if at that point you're just covering shit up if you can't.
Correct.
You never know if it's really there correctly, and is it? Yeah, this would be easy to you just Randall this through something and like Limburger.
I was waiting for that.
That's excellent.
Awesome.
Oh man,
that's
I'm
a big
exhausted.
tour.
That was a big tour of beer. When
you guys get done, we can do. I got one stout left, but I know we're running out of time. But we'll do that on our civilian time here.
Absolutely.
Sure.
We got the Crawfordsville Monster. That was our first Russian Imperial. It's a
Oh,
crusher.
yeah.
There's a little bit left. It's getting
you
late.
have an Imperial that's a crusher.
Well, I mean,
Damn.
it'll crush.
You mean it's gonna
crush you.
Oh, okay.
It's
I
not
was gonna say,
smashable.
Not an all-day crush.
Okay.
I've got some friends that could smash that, but
you mean it's not my lawnmower beer?
no, it'll crush you. It depends on how much you like mowing the lawn or not.
All of a sudden, I'm owning other people's
or laying
lawn.
in it.
Taking a little. Is there a hammock? That's the next question. But yeah, we'll do that one when we close up shop here and give a little the parting gift.
That'd be awesome.
That's a one. And I like the theory of doing these once a year beers.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'll move the beers forward like the Kolsch and do it year round because the public demands it. But I still want to have like the Tiger Claw King once a year and Russian Imperial once a year and stuff like that. Yeah. And that
I
falls
mean,
into
some
it.
of them are just they don't have to be. Not everything has to be a staple.
Correct.
You know,
and I don't want too many
special, yeah.
staples because it'll take some of the
You
excitement
need a
out
couple.
of it.
You need a couple,
Yeah.
obviously,
Yeah.
Keep
but
some special. Yeah.
you know, and you're gonna keep everything moving and keep the keep them guessing on it.
Yep.
You know, basically.
Well,
so,
yeah.
all right, man. Oh, it's been awesome.
Gentlemen,
It's been a great
I'm
show.
so flattered you came out again. I'll talk beer with you guys anytime. Any
Dude.
beer event, I'll just push the other guy out of the way and start talking shenanigans.
We'll
like
get
we
Kyle or
normally do.
Josh on next time.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
And for
Yeah.
another show, but we will be here.
Kyle
every
already put in
Mayday.
6 days. I told him not to come in today. So,
yeah.
his truck broke down this week too. So he don't come in Saturday. I will fake it as good as I can. I don't know your malt bills like you do, but I can put on a good show. And
There you go.
boys, thank you for coming
Yeah,
in.
absolutely.
Trying to raise money for Hoosier Burn Camp, and
Yes.
Next year is going to be twice as big. We are doubling down. We're going to have firefighter-owned businesses here. We're going to have a traditional pumper pull where you teams get together and pull antique fire trucks. We're going to have a antique fire truck show. Blah blah blah. Anything you can think that's firefighter related. And while we're raising money for Hoosier Burn Camp.
Have the hose run where they go like the hose dash.
You know exactly what I'm thinking.
Fireman Olympics.
Oh yeah.
Fireman Beer Olympics.
Yeah, I better get in better shape because that Maltese Cross.
Yeah, you got
my
beat.
butt.
You got beat.
I did.
You got beat.
I didn't want to put up a high score because then everyone would say it's fixed.
I mean, the first is the win.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with. Don't worry. You weren't in any jeopardy of putting a high score. It's okay.
I put up a nice show. That's all I can do.
It's like a 25-year-old kid after that went
after
after
I'm a lieutenant
you.
now. I don't have to do that shit anymore. That's up to the backsteppers, if you will.
That's why you have them.
Yeah.
They don't beat me, they're fired.
Yeah. Boys, thanks for coming out. Always fun talking beer.
Yeah.
Let's get another beer and relax.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, guys.
All right, Mayday.
Cheers.
Touch my head